friend Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. This is one that I've been looking forward to for quite a little while. I can't remember exactly when it was announced, but I'll be babbling about Neal Morse today, and he has made a new album with a new band called The Resonance, and basically what this boils down to is an idea his wife had, I guess, that he should get together some of the local musicians. Nashville, I believe, is where he's from, and or is at this point in time anyway, and get some of these guys together and come up with some music and see what they come up with. And man, there's some top-notch musicianship. I guess what comes to mind is John Anderson did the kind of something similar with the Band Geeks. He made an album with them, and Neal Morse is known for having some key players with him on most everything he's done for the past, I don't know, 20 years or so. So it was kind of, I just wanted to hear what it sounded like with him stepping out and doing something different. And the funny little key thing is, I didn't realize until after I was looking into this, is that Neal actually had wanted John Anderson to come in and sing some of the higher parts on this album, because the vocal range on this is all over the place, and he does have somebody else coming in to sing some of these parts. His name is Johnny Bassa. I don't know if I pronounced that right or not, because I usually mangle pronunciations of people's names, which I always apologize for, but that's who came in and sang all the higher parts. And to me, it sounds like they mainly like the parts and the song, No Hill for a Climber, the title track here. Like, that's why they had him come in, but he does sing some other stuff on here. I don't know if that was originally the intention, but he does sing on some other stuff. Some of the other guys on here, so I don't know any of these people. You got Chris Riley on bass. You got Andre Madetian, I don't know how you pronounce these things, on guitar, and you've got a couple of different guys on drums, Joe Gonzelli and Philip Martin. I guess just the one, Philip, is just going to stay with them if they do any live stuff, but they both played on here. And what this boils down to is it's 5 songs. It starts out with a really big, long, epic one, Eternity in Your Eyes, and ends with the title track, both really long, 20-some minutes each, with 3 shorter ones in the middle. And so I'm not going to go over every little tiny thing in here. I'll just give my overall impressions of it, but I actually really enjoyed this album. I'm a big Neal Morse fan. I've been listening to Spock's Beard since, I can't remember what the first one I got was. It was the one before Snow, which the name of that album evades me for some reason right now. I guess it's just another case of the olds, but I just remember when I got the Spock's Beard stuff, they had some, I like prog rock. I've been listening to prog rock since my early days, King Crimson and Yes, like my introductory bands. And I remember when I heard Spock's Beard, it was kind of like that feel, but more modern. So I don't know if that's a good way to describe it or not, but this album here kind of takes me back to the feeling of the Spock's Beard type stuff. Not that it sounds like instrumentally like that, but the feel of the songs sound more like that. And these guys definitely are ace players. I mean, they are really good. Funny enough, the guitarist kind of reminds me of Royan Stoltz. I probably pronounced his name wrong too. The Flower Kings type stuff, who Neal has also played with. He has that style of guitar playing, unlike was it Eric Gillette that he had in there before? Eric was more of a rock player in my mind. This guy is a little bit more prog sounding, although Neal plays a lot of guitar on this album. He plays some of the solos and stuff as well. So, I mean, he's a really good guitarist. He's actually plays all the keys on here too, which is, phenomenal stuff. I would call this a prog album, because like the first opening track has just all these different, parts. It just evolves. It flows very nicely. It doesn't go into any weird timing type stuff, though. He doesn't throw in, at least I didn't hear any. I listened to this a couple times through, actually three times I've listened to this all the way through now, and nothing really stood out as being all odd, weird timing stuff, but there's a lot of progressive elements that goes on, and evolves into different parts and different sections and goes on, which I don't mind long songs if they evolve and they do what they're supposed to do and keep you engaged and listening and stuff like that. So, like some of the other highlights on here, I don't know, let's see here. Like I mentioned, his solos already. Neal's solos already, which you can tell which one's playing. He's got a more rougher edge to his playing than this other dude here. And I think the thing that I liked the most about it was they didn't combine the two epics together. You have these shorter songs in between. It's a little bit, I'm trying to think which one it was here. I think it was All the Rage. It was a little bit more upbeat. It's kind of that one, and Thief had a lot more harmonies in it, like, or different style of harmonies, I should say, more layered than I'm used to hearing. There's always harmonies in all the songs, but these were more layered, almost giving it a Queen-like feel to it, especially in Thief. And the bass line in that one was just amazing. I just gave it almost like a swing feel to it, and there's a cool little slide guitar solo in there as well. And the song Ever Interceding, excuse me, morning voice here, I'm trying to keep from clearing my voice too much here, but the song Ever Interceding was a nice 12-string strummed by Neal on this one, and he has Basaha singing on this one, and man, it was almost a little jarring, not in a bad way, but how hearing him sing this song, when I was first expecting Neal to sing this one, he kicked in. I was like, that's definitely the newer guy singing that one. Gave me a Kansas type feel, like one of the slower Kansas songs, although it never really kicked into anything. Stayed mellow throughout. And then, of course, this album ends with the title track, which I'm the only nitpicky part of this whole album I'm going to get to is on this one, where obviously this is I think it was based on a book or something. I don't remember exactly. Very Christian lyrics on this whole album, which is nothing new for Neal. He's very vocal about his beliefs, and I actually enjoy listening to his well, he's gotten better at his lyric writing. It used to be a little bit more preachy and a little bit more like he forced things like in his earlier albums. This one seems like it flowed a little bit more naturally, and it's very uplifting. I like his music. It always has an uplifting feel to it. So of course he's going to have Christian lyrics, if that's his faith, and uplifting lyrics to go along with it. And I don't know, I just get it. It makes me feel good. I like listening to that type of stuff, so that doesn't bother me at all. People that don't have, that same belief may find it a little bit off-putting, but I don't know. I didn't find it that way because obviously I don't have any problem with that at all. And like I was getting to is the first half of the song flows nicely. It gets to the middle part of it, maybe a little bit more than halfway through. It slows down a little bit. Well, actually, right before that part, it actually gets a little bit repetitive. There's one section that just keeps repeating for what seemed like a very excessive amount of time, and the transition there sounded a little strange, almost a little forced, and then it goes to the slower, more plotting section. It just seems like it went on forever. It seemed like it wanted to build, and it would start to build, and then would go right back to the slower, like they were trying to make it build. It felt a little forced and never really built up to any great crescendo or anything, and then just kind of fades out with a little keyboard sounding type thing at the end. So my only negative on that is that's just kind of like went on a lot longer than I thought it needed to and never really built up to anything. So my only everybody's got different tastes. That's my little take on it. So take it for what it is. So anybody else has had any, thoughts on this? If you had a chance to hear it, there was one single that was released. I did listen to that before I dug into this one, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. Feel free to leave your thoughts, what you think of it, as always, and like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive, because it's just cool to hear somebody that's been doing this so long, coming out with new, fresh ideas still. And if he's going to keep doing that type of thing, I'm sitting here ready and waiting, ready to hear what he's got to do. So anyway, until next time, we will see you.